który liczy się od zmroku. Niebo, ziemi, niebo, ziemia, wszyscy wszystkim ślą życzenia. A gdy wszyscy usną wreszcie, noc wigilijiem zapachnie się. Hello, welcome back to my channel, to Polish Vlogmas number 3. My name is Agnes. You could have just heard the most unique Polish Christmas carol that is sung on Christmas Eve and only on Christmas Eve. Not before, not after. I sang one verse and it talks about this one special day, one in the whole year, that starts when the sun goes down, when the sun sets, when it gets dark, when you can see the first star. So in this video I want to talk about unique, strange, maybe shocking to some, beautiful Polish Christmas traditions, both religious and non-religious, so you don't want to miss that. I also made a whole playlist of my Vlogmas, so you should definitely check out and catch up if you've missed any of those. I think, if I may say so, that they are all very nice and good. So, in this video I'm going to talk about 7 unique Polish Christmas traditions in our family, in general. Number 1 is that, as I already mentioned, the most important day in Poland is Christmas Eve, but it doesn't start in the morning, like for example in Sweden. In Sweden you celebrate from the morning. No, here it starts with the first star. You cannot always see the stars because of the weather, of the smog, but when it gets dark, then you start Christmas Eve and the main celebration. And that is in memory of the star that the 3 monarchs, the 3 kings, saw when going to visit Jesus Christ to Bethlehem. And it's also in memory of the star that was shown above the barn where Jesus was born. It's a very beautiful tradition. And you have that special Christmas Eve carol. It was composed by a Polish music group 1970s. Czerwone gitary, Jest, taki dzień, There is a day. That's the title. And of course it's not like 100 years old tradition, but a lot of people, and in my house we always listened to that Christmas carol on Christmas Eve. So it starts when it gets dark. Until then you cook, you might do the last cleaning, anything else you need to do. Number 2 is that we don't eat meat on Christmas Eve. And number 2, I'm also going to talk about the food we do eat and how it looks like. We don't eat meat, and that is because of the religious tradition. So we are fasting, but we do eat fish. It's the religious tradition, but also a tradition over the centuries, that this was the day to commemorate and think about Jesus Christ, and that you should abstain from eating meat. It doesn't mean that our Christmas Eve is not festive. It's extremely festive, but we don't eat meat. And also because sometimes people go to the church at midnight, and you also shouldn't eat anything for a couple of hours before taking the Holy Communion, celebrating Mass. A century-long tradition. What we do eat is beet soup, barszcz, with something called uszka, ears, small dumplings filled with usually mushrooms, and that is what we eat in our family. Then we have some kind of cabbage dish, also with dried mushrooms, made of dried mushrooms, cabbage, beans and stuff like that. And then we have fish for the 3rd meal. So in our household we have 3 meals. In the real Polish tradition, there are 12 meals. But in our we have only 3, but of course there are some side dishes and bread and dessert, so it's more than enough. The most famous fish is carp, that in the past was bought alive. It was swimming in the bathtub. We never had carp in our house when I grew up. We had different kinds of fish, so it depends on the tradition you have. You could have herring and so on. So beet soup, cabbage, a cabbage dish and fish. And then we have a special bread called strutzla and desserts and drinks. We also don't drink alcohol on Christmas Eve. That's also a way of fasting. Number 3 unique tradition is that we have hay, either under the tablecloth or under the table on the ground. And it's also in memory of the fact that Jesus Christ was born in a barn in hay. So that's something we do. You can have just a little bit of it, a piece, or you can have it spread out under the whole tablecloth. Don't be surprised if you see hay. Number 4 is the fact that we exchange wishes and we break a blessed wafer, something very thin and very white, similar to the communion, to the Eucharist, but it's not holy, it's just blessed. And we exchange wishes, religious wishes. If you're religious and you break each a piece of it, it's called opłatek in Polish. Number 5 is something very religious, so it's in a religious household, so you wouldn't probably encounter it in every household here in Poland, but that is that we read a passage from Apostle Luke's Gospel describing the birth of Jesus Christ and how the Holy Family went to Bethlehem, and that is at the start of the festivities, of the celebration. Number 6 is that we exchange gifts, if we exchange gifts on Christmas Eve. So they are spread out under the Christmas tree and we exchange them in the evening after the celebration. But a lot of families don't exchange gifts, Christmas gifts at all, because you already had Świętego Mikołaja, the Santa Claus Day on the 6th of December. So, for example, in my family, we don't exchange gifts. I only exchange gifts with my husband, and everyone does how they want. Sometimes they give to the kids, but Christmas gifts are not that important. But a lot of families do exchange gifts. Finally, number 7 is that in the Polish Christmas tradition, religious Catholic tradition, is that you go and attend a midnight mass at 12 p.m. on Christmas Eve, called pasterka. So a lot of people either will attend the midnight mass on Christmas Eve or will go to the Holy Mass in the morning on Christmas Day on the 25th. So we usually go on the 25th in the morning, but I've been to some midnight masses as well. It's in the dark, it's when Jesus Christ was born during the night, and it's a beautiful, beautiful mass and celebration. How does it sound to you? I think our Christmas Eve and Christmas is extremely atmospheric, deep, beautiful. The celebrations are very special. So you could ask yourself, what do we do on Christmas Day and on Boxing Day? We eat a lot, go to the church. If you're religious, we spend time with our families, we relax, and we do that both on Christmas Day, on the 25th, and on the 26th. We may visit some relatives and things like that. Tell me about your Christmas celebrations, Christmas Eve, Christmas Day celebrations. Please let me know in the comments below. Subscribe not to miss any of my Vlogmas. Give me a like, share, and I will see you in my next video.